Anyway, enough rambling about that. We need to complete this, which is, so the train's obviously, it was having the break. The train made a pass. Let's plug the rest of this in. That is Mad Dog Superior. Hi. Surprise Telecom getting money from Old Rope. Who'd have thunk it? I also like pressing the issue because of how often get people coming in flexing their 800 megabit connections. Flexing the numbers of their connections that I knew didn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. Again, gigabit. There's a few with it. 1 gig. This I think Aussie Broadband is you can sort of get 1 gig connections, possibly TPG as well. It is available it's been available in Europe for some time, and I think in the US for some time. The problem though is that the telecom from the connection further up assumes that you're not actually going to fill that. So they give you the 1 gigabit, but they assume you're only going to use like 200 at best, like 200, and then mostly 50. So you can't actually use, or you can use it in bursts, but you can't actually sustain it. There's fiber optic, but it's still copper core, 10mm cable. One of the worst things to come out of fiber is fiber to the node. Guaranteed speeds. The problem is they can't guarantee the speed to a specific. Can they guarantee? Does that? I have a feeling that guarantee can't be all encompassing. That has got to be full of loopholes. There's no way they could do that because they can't guarantee that you're going to get a given speed to like Facebook all day every day, or they can't guarantee that speed to YouTube even. Oh, maybe they can because they're all on CDNs though. Definitely can't guarantee it for anything that's off a CDN. Guarantee a 1 gig line. They do not guarantee 1 gig speed. Yeah, because like if you have 1,000 subscribers at 1 gig, that's like an entire. That's like actually that is like the entire sum of all the international speed that's possible here. I don't even think it's possible to pull more than like 100 megabit internationally here. All connections. Yeah, they'll guarantee the link, which is easy to do, is what I suspect they're doing, which is what I suspected. Okay, they'll actually guarantee that. I'm surprised. Surprised and well, apart from any for lack of any other way to say it, X'd out. As I say, like there's only a finite amount of bandwidth available, and if everyone has a gigabit connection, it's no, you're not going to be able to pull it. Everyone's not going to be able to pull it. That sounded wrong. 1050. Annoying in the UK, we have Virgin Media who provides fiber, DOCSIS 3, 3.1. Just go back in, you may get 500 down and say 35 up. They just program it to do whatever horrible speed, don't they? I think I'm on DOCSIS 3.1 now. I think the router is. I mean, the sort of connection that the speeds are pretty much beyond DOCSIS 3. It'd have to be 3.1. Important thing is I'm not on VDSL. A friend of mine's, actually I think there's a few on VDSL. They're on fiber to the node, but VDSL, I think isn't it like per channel? And there's more like at least 8 channels of that speed. DOCSIS is strange. Yeah, there's a friend of mine who's on fiber to the node, and so he has VDSL for the final connection, and he gets like half the speed. I think it has actually improved because he complained. Yeah, per channel, and there's however many channels. It might actually be even more than like 8 or 16. It's crazy how much they can cram into DOCSIS. Like one coaxial cable. Well, the reason is because RF modulation is ultimately what's going on. I'm doing this the wrong way round. Damn it. Too busy rambling about crap and junk. How far back can undo go? That'll do. See, what I can do is that. Huh? I have no idea what I'm looking at. Oh. What's RF modulation? Oh yeah, it's still copper, but coax is as a provider line is a lot better than just straight old phone line. I mean, like VDSL is still just dial up at the end of the day. Coaxial needs a reasonably well maintained signal carrying cable. By one. There. Save on build. Yeah, the coaxial uses multiple RF carrier waves. So each is basically what the coaxial is doing is it's doing the same as what terrestrial broadcast does. And yeah, going into the technicals of how DOCSIS works it's wild. There's some really funky stuff going on with the RF modulation. It's like some of the most sophisticated radio modulation you'll probably ever come across. Like you have your AM and your FM, and that's all very simple. And then there's DOCSIS, which is like, actually, I think 4G, 5G kinda matches it. Cell division multiplexing. Well, that's how mobile phones work, as cell division multiplexing, which is... I can't think of the best way to describe... I guess the best way to describe it would be something like dividing our spectrum in time and space. Something like that. From what I recall. In time on Twitch, I'm learning computer science at Mojo University. I used to know more about this stuff. I just haven't practiced it in a really long time. So I have to do a little bit of a stretch to think. Yeah, or most of those standards are kinda much the same. They're mostly interchangeable when it comes down to reality. Like on paper, like this one's way better than another, but in practice, it really rarely makes a difference. I don't know for sure, but that's what I've been told with stuff like the difference between T1 and E1. Like even though on paper, I think E1 is higher speed, in practice, it's basically the same thing. I think E1 was like double the speed or slightly more or something. But the thing is that it's... those connections are weird in their own right. Because they're made up of however many channels, I can't remember how many it is, of 64K lines all multiplexed together. Or I pasted it too low? Oh, you're right. I can't undo that. That was why it collided. I was like, why is this not pasting right? I mean, I would have found out pretty quickly, admittedly. As soon as I go to plug this one into there, I was like, oh, there's a thing in the way. Gonna get even messier. That's not right. Is that off? 2048 and 1544. Yeah, 24 and 30. So it's like 6 extra channels, and those channels are basically analog phone lines. And like you wouldn't actually use all of them for download or for internet. You'd only use like one of them. The other ones you'd use for phone lines. Mainly because the amount of cost for T1, for the cost of T1, you'd want to be using them for multiple phone lines. Yes, why does that suddenly go off? I confusal buried. Off. Bring back memories. Oh, maybe you might use 2 of them. I don't really know much about how ISDN was used, because it was sort of a thing here. Well, it was a thing here, but it was sort of mostly before my time. Where, ooh, jeez, they lost a glass of water. Oh, you're there. Hang on, now I'm too high. 3. Where's... Oh, right, no, that's fine. Yeah, because there's a gap there. Phone line internet at the same time and blew your mind? Yeah, the gap is there. It's a miracle. You being able to Use the phone line for more than one thing at the same time. So why does this shift a tile? How did it shift a tile? I mean, it shifted here. We'll figure it out. I mean, it's coming along. We're actually getting some order here. Edux has messed it up. Blame VDSL. Dial up at the 21st century. I think it's because I was pasting this, and this jump is actually shorter. I'm pretty sure that one's actually shorter. Oh, what was I saw something recently. It was hilarious. Yeah, that one's the short one. It was so there's this thing I called the beetroot, which is it's sort of like equivalent to the onion, and it was what was it? It was I saw this a few days ago. It was like more fiber allowed to proceed after getting the green light from Murdoch. Something like that. Can't think of what it was. It was hilarious because that's basically what's holding it down here, holding everything down here. Very option direct towards a green blue chip built base. That would be the next step for this base. It's the step that I didn't particularly want to go, but it is actually the way you'd go. I think there's a 22k base that does that. I think it's a 22k base, but it's definitely a thing. They're plugged in. Yeah, train brings in the ore and turns it into the circuits. It's the next step up from what I'm doing. With so I would have this. It would be this with smelters. Yeah, yeah, all the way through. I know what you mean. In fact, like I might even have a save which actually does it. I think it's something like this one here. It might be this one. I'm not 100% sure. Arrow in my gluteus maximus does that kind of thing. That's looking at me. Lucky that didn't start making noise. Something like this. Yeah, there it is. Oh no, they still bring in plate. Okay, this one's slightly different, but this is the concept. Oh well, yeah. This is the concept. Is you have the raw plate come in. And you turn the whole... Oh, no, this is... No, disregard, this is something different entirely. It's 20k a minute though. It's... I think this is... Yeah. Each one of these is like 100... I was going to say 1,000, but no, it's only like 100. Yeah, it's just repeated indefinitely. It's just a repeated tile build. It's not bad. It runs almost 60 for me. Very optimized. They do have ABS and all that going, so it'll probably run at 60 just. Yeah, it's just on the edge of running at 60. But yeah, it's a thing. You can do it. I just haven't done it in this one. Alrighty. Anyway, I was about to plug these things. Bottom. Goes up to there. Where's the marker there? So it's this one. Yeah, you would actually, yeah, you'd even you would even go as far as to smelt the iron. Like you would build the entire um, blue circuit build on the outpost. And just do away with the whole lot. Just do the whole lot. Not talking about that far. So that's the logical step. It's a hard. It is more difficult to set up though. That's kind of part of the reason why I haven't done it yet. Also, it's kind of boring. How much space did I end up needing in the end? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So I only needed 26 in the end. I feel like I've lost some belt along the way. 1, 2, 3. Ah, there it is. Found it. Found it. There we go. So that's stone number 3. See the scale up. The greens have extra copper wire and trade for plastic. Yeah, you just need some supplemental. But if you do it just right. One day you'll understand how this monstrosity works. Yeah, about that. Wonder if I can shrink it down anymore. I could probably shave a few tiles off here and there. I mean, now is the time to actually do that, mind you. Wait, there. ugly peeling off like that, but eh. Eh. I mean, the bots won't mind if I just pick the whole thing up and put it back down again. Won't they? They'll be fine with it. They'll be cool, won't they? They'll be cool with it. I mean, I think I can save 3 tiles on top. We'll try bulb inserters plus vanilla. It really brings a revolution to compact designs. Yeah. I see what's going on, but at the same time, I don't really like Bob's inserters because it takes away the challenge part of inserters. Inserters are set up the way they are to give you, or it gives you a puzzle to work around, basically. It gives you a puzzle to work with. If you take away the puzzle, and yeah, you can make more compact builds, but it's kinda kills a big part of the game. At least for me. Otherwise, I can see the appeal. One belt misplaced near underground. Uh-oh. Are we back here? Ah, there. Nope. It's even worse. Jonathan Gamer. Hello. Any ideas to consume 3K light oil a min? Either turn it into gas or turn it into rocket fuel. Yeah, either gas or rocket fuel, if it's just sitting around. Face. One sec. Alrighty. I think I'm going to save the magical 3 tiles here somehow. Size is the problem. Yeah, rocket fuel, it unfortunately is well, massive. It's rocket fuel builds are always just giant. I mean, like, where's my rocket fuel? Yeah, there's the rocket fuel production I still haven't built yet. The trick with oil, though, is to do smaller builds. Don't do a mega oil build, do smaller builds. I've actually taken it to the point where I have a self-contained refinery that only does one thing. So this refinery here only does plastic. It actually does lubricant as well, but that's a different story entirely. It has steam in you. Do. Good. Good. That's the supplement lubricant. Yeah, so you have a small self-contained build that's repeated 9 times, and then the same thing with sulfur. It's repeated, and then there's 5 of these dedicated to the solid fuel, which is rocket fuel. What are you doing to them? Oh, they're fine. They're just moving the... It's actually the best use of bots right there. That's one of the best uses of bots. You have a small self-contained robo network. It's a tiny little network. They love it. It's called usually called a bot sandwich. This is a true bot sandwich. You have the trains in the middle and then the build either side. Best use of them. Again, tiny little robo network. Teeny tiny. Actually see better there if I go overall. Supplies, fuel in, and then trash. A little thing to hop the networks. Just repair laser turrets currently. I mean, bots are really good at that as well. They're also good, they're good for cannon fodder. So while they're repairing, they also save from further damage. Well, let's redirect. Redirect this train. I see. I pretty sure there's nothing wrong with this. What I'm doing here, nothing wrong at all. A rocket in the starter base? I did. Oh, wait, you're going to there. I did. I've only launched 8 rockets. The starter base silo didn't do a huge amount. Biters are just boring. Biters, yeah, they really are. They're really only good for early game. There we go, I saved 3 tiles. Saving tiles is actually important for this because the brick travel time is pretty significant. So if I can save some distance, that is actually good. Alright, bots. Let's move that for me, please. Thanks. Okay, bye. Okay, thanks. 17.434 rockets, that's oddly specific. 4 lasers? Somewhat. I mean, they're a little bit tougher against lasers now. But, I mean, the point still remains. 4... Point is still valid. Like, even though they did do the full overhaul. Eventually. It could be like, oh yeah, the name or signal was Zenith. I don't think, he actually, he never actually completed the game in all of his time playing. Something like 2,000 hours into the game, I remember him saying, and never launched and never actually launched a rocket properly. I mean, he was on some of the multiplayer games, but didn't really count. Never actually did the complete a game. There's a whole bunch of technicalities behind that. Let's see if anyone picks up on them. It was kind of an RPG system, significantly biters. They were... Is that the guy doing the rush to biters with 3 other people? No, he doesn't play anymore. Do sometimes see him. It might have been Zero Sum. I mean, Zenith. Zero Sum, the speedrunner. Yeah, Zenith I haven't actually seen play. He hasn't played really in forever. Uh, 850 rockets. I think I got up to 40,000 on the last one. Yeah, the technicality is that fires always become unkillable, but I do get all white science. Ah, yeah. Once you get into the infinite military, biters, it becomes possible to quite easily curb stomp them. Once you get pretty high into things like the projectile damage, particularly the energy weapon damage, once you get like into 14 or 15 of these done, The laser turret damage gets ridiculous. I think they got this in the bag. The guy with the ring. The guy with the ring. 8. 1. Yeah. Kind of modulate, do vanilla first. Generally, the general consensus is to get used to vanilla first. That way, you have a clean idea of understanding of the game. That's actually the best question, follow-up question is what do you what do you want to see change first? What do you want? What satisfactory? Ooh, I'm getting attacked. That means that's getting busy again. Yeah, because of that pollution there. Oh dear, that's grown a bit. Hello, pollution cloud. Nice to see you here today. Where's the spider? I need to keep an eye out. Have you met any biters yet? No. Like it's getting close there. I'm worried about the outpost there getting attacked. Oh, yep, yep, yep. Yeah. The hell is the spider? Oh, it's up there. No, that's not you. Has it been destroyed? I had a spider down there and I don't know where it's gone. I guess with expansion enabled. I've done that. It's not that interesting. The old Megabase had expansion enabled. Mainly because there wasn't the option to turn it off. Just used victory poles to stop the biters expanding. I'm missing a spider. Yes, they're on top of each other. No? One belt of every item. Yeah, there was a spider over here. A military spider. There should be 3 of them. None are in base. I legitimately don't know where they are. Last one to bring materials. I mean, there's a builder one. Oh. Oh no, that's only 2. Where's the third one though? There should have been a third one over here because I moved it down there ages ago. Hmm. Oh well. I'm sure the spider will find itself eventually. LTN? TSM's where it's at. And your bloody LTN. Yeah, not a fan of... I'm personally not a fan of LTN. I tried. I didn't like. Yeah. Pretty. That's how much space is needed for this. So I can move the actual build now. Again. Oh, that's convenient. It was already in the right spot. Modded just boring? Problem with modded is a lot of it is just cheat stuff. Essentially. It's, admittedly, for a long time with this game, there was very much a mod drought. There was a few good ones like RSO, and this is talking like version 12, 13, 14 time. There was some stuff which adds some basic functionality, like Railway Tanker was another one. Was another nice one to have. Fluid Barrel. There was like 6 mods that were basically essential to a complete vanilla playthrough. Just opening the LTN is actually small throughput limit. To use LTN the way it's sort of intended, it is actually worse than it is actually throughput-wise worse. The idea of having one giant depot and then you would task any train to any job is actually really inefficient. The mod game because it's very hard to introduce new mechanics with the limits of the modding API compared to other games. Depot for each, but yeah, that one's fine. But and even then, TSM does a better job than LTN of having individual. Because TSM does all the logic. It doesn't do any of the logic in combinators. It does it all through the mod interface. Yep, you don't go there. It's actually really interesting to say that because technically this is one the Factorio API is one of the most powerful APIs because it's basically a lure interpreter. It's just a straight lure interpreter. I guess the biggest thing is you can't add arbitrary code. So you can't completely change the core engine. Admittedly, the API documentation is a little bit sparse. Okay. Now I've got a red circuits in here. Oh yeah, Gmod. Gmod, because it's a 3D engine, is a much more free to do things. And Acol with the 26 month. Thank you very much for that. How you doing, Acol? Show some love, hype, chat, snug. Chat, show some love, hype, snug, exclamation mark love, exclamation mark hype, exclamation mark snug, and most important of all, exclamation mark honk. For Acol right there. Right, comparing to others? Got the important one out of the way. Yeah, the hooks are actually very limited in Factorio, mainly to main. Factorio was very protective of its determinism for maintaining stability, and that's one thing it does have going on for it. It's kind of its signature thing is the determinism. For instance, things like reading player inputs extremely limited scope. Oh yeah. It's that's is pretty much what I'm describing, where it's very limited to the boundaries of what's like they limit it to the boundaries of things that don't break determinism. Whereas a game like Gmod, where they don't care about determinism or preventing games from crashing, they just make it a free-for-all. Alright, so now we get the fun part of picking this up. And putting it back down right there. I better hang on to those. Man, gee, mods you had to fix with our lure errors. I like Angel Bomb mods. I played Angel Bombs several times and not for me. That's all I can say. And the thing that really did it for, well, Angel, he makes them with his Angel has designed his mods from the ground up to be maliciously masochist. They are maliciously masochist. If there you go, there's a new term for you. Maliciously masochist. Like, he goes out of his way to make people suffer, and I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, it's like Paranod. It's like he goes down the Paranodon path. Not saying it's incorrect move. It's basically multiplayer compatibility for mods, but it limits the scope of what the problem can be introduced. Maybe I just use yeah. Big Tech Factorio Edition. That is basically that's actually the reason why I don't like Bob's mods, because he's basically Greg Tech. I hadn't got that far yet, but yeah. Well, Pyrannodon's even worse, but the both of them, both Angels and Pyrannodon, both are obsessive over that kind of thing. Kind of clues you in that they have way too much free time. It's actually also the things like Greg Tech is kind of what killed Minecraft for me. Like, that was not fun. I don't know what kind of, like, you have to be a special kind of weird person to think that was fun. Valve employees, they're really starting to get tired of developing for and maintaining it. It's probably just legacy code. I don't know how much of that source stuff is true. Like, how much of the source code can they actually see? Can people actually see? Or is it just scripting? That's the thing I was never sure about with all, like, I've seen YouTube videos documenting that sort of thing, and like I don't I'm missing some I'm missing some context. Like, how were they seeing these source comments? I didn't think the source code for the actual source engine was available. Remember the Megabase with the Factorio mod expansions? Factorio. Trying to think of that one. I need you to get in there. Supply me with your robo network, please. Made it feel so good. Just beat every single one of those 10 plates one by one with a hammer for hours and hours. How long do you think it'd take you to do Bob, SpaceX, Let's Play, and Sinus Cost Tweak? 22 million. The last take, that's, wow. 222 million science, like, it, so, depends, I mean, it is Bob's, so you're gonna get stupid fast science, like, you might get, 1,000 science a second, but even then, that, 222 million is actually a really big number. Painful to watch. So much work. It's just like it's so many more things you could do with your life than that. That's I think that's really the thing, is that, like, above all else, I value my time too much to be invested in that sort of thing. Wonder if I output on the top. Because it would be easier to get it down. I really shouldn't be changing this at this point, mind you. I mean, some idiot put a substation in the way. My thought is that feed the red circuits down into here, the output up there and down. I guess that applies to Factorio in general. It all depends on what your class is fun at the end of the day. work of AB by doing them on and off over a few hours. Currently, Valve is working on Gary's mod updates called Sandbox. Now Sandbox. I mean, well, it makes sense. Valve has only done one Gary's mod so far, so they're allowed to do 2. They're never allowed to do 3. Valve can never do 3 of anything. That's the rule. Valve can never do 3s. They can do 1, they can do 2, but they sure as hell can't do 3. Valve didn't make Gmod? You're right, actually, they did make Gmod. They very much did not make Gmod. Blink. Aha, the resupply mission. What are we at? 3 minutes. The furnace is now on the wrong side of the belt? They probably are, yes. Yeah. Can we do a switch? Probably can. I do that. Is that right now? Because now they should be on the close side. And I only need to change the furnaces at this point. Don't think it works? No, you're right. No, it doesn't. Because it hits that. Yeah, it hits the closed end of the underground. It needs to do that. Then it hits the open end of the underground. Remember how it was meant to be the graphics of the open side? But unless you're like this close, you can't actually see the opening. Unless you're this close, you can't actually see the opening. Beep, boop, bop, bap, beep, boop. God damn, I hate these things. That doesn't tile. Have I mentioned that lately? How much I hate chiptunes? I'm gonna need a more faster starter base before moving on. Yes. Yes, basically. When it comes to more fastering, generally what you need is more smelting. It's basically always more smelting though, in saying that. There we go. That should be all good. Admittedly, I didn't even need much smelting, but I exported, like I moved to I built one of these plastic builds and that dealt with all the oil needs forever. Alert time it is. Hey, Kill Bill. Maybe take us to the right. Oh, they don't do anything. They shouldn't have been there. They were part of the original Kill Bill host. Or faster into it. It depends what you want to get out of it. Sounds a bit... Seems like a bit of it is you're not quite sure what you want to do with the base. Like it doesn't have a goal or a direction. Blue Mountain Beacon, small thing, start a base, just go train base. I'll just go train base, start building the track now. Expanding everything out. That's if that's what you want. In saying that. And do that again. 5, 6, 7, 8. Two and 1. I'm happy with this. It's only taken us what, nearly 4 hours to build this thing so far. And here I was thinking we get space. We would do this in the first half and then space in the second. Red belt of iron is plenty. After I stop using some green, 4 red belts of iron doesn't go very far. You really need so basically 2 red belts of iron for the base, and then the other 2 are essentially just turning into greens. You really want like 8. Yeah, 4 lane. That's the thing. The thing to remember with green circuits is for every belt of green circuits, that's 1 belt of iron, and 1.5 of copper. So every 2 belts of green circuits, 2 belts of iron, and 3 belts of copper. Hang on. Cool. Oh no, I've done it right. I was like, hang on, did I plug the steel into the circuits? No, I didn't. So I loosely placed these down. These are kind of pointless now. God damn, this thing's just getting ridiculous. Yeah, dang. Start thinking about sending some trains out. Bye, boss. Hope you have a nice flight. That's not the one I want. I want this one. And saying that, I might actually want 2. Is it? Although I prefer putting a lot of pressure into one unloader. I'm sort of leaning on pressuring one unloader rather than Just spreading it over 2 slow unloaders. Let's go there. Still in the way, unfortunately. Uh, Out there. And there. The last few bugs from Emmy worked out. Want a link? Yes, please. Drop it on Discord. Might be the easiest way. Is there a trick to emptying a large bills, like loading everything onto trains and sending it wherever that's inconvenient? Yeah, it's pretty much something like that's pretty much the only way to do it, unfortunately. It's a massive pain unloading that sort of volume of resources. Ah. There we go. I think that I had to turn down I did turn down the security settings again, so it doesn't require like 10 minutes plus phone verification and everything. You know it's bad when people go to the trouble of waiting out the 10 minutes. Yeah, Nightbone's twitchy enough. So hey, Himin, how you doing? How you doing? Can you believe this is almost there? This has taken like 2 days to build this stupid thing. Not doing bad, having a break from Factorio. I've been watching some more Factorio. I might say I'm doing alright. Doing pretty good, really. This monstrosity is slowly coming together. It's finally approaching completion. As I say, this has taken days to get to this point. Like, I wanted to be done with this. Like, I wanted to be done with this at the point where I can wind back and jump over to Crastorio too, because I've been looking forward to Crastorio. Just changing out to Crastorio for quite a while. And holding out for it. That is really annoying. Oh, you're missing inserters. The other one will be missing inserters as well. Kind of loop. Kind of person thinks that that loop is actually good to listen to. Still missing inserters? Oh yeah. Because the whole lot probably didn't get copied. Should be right now. The grounds. There we go. What's the reason for using the unloader inserters like that? Why not 2x8 for each side? It's not really faster. Main reason is main reason is UPS, minimizing UPS. Player some didn't like K2. It's a change. It's a different change. It's a different pace of game. That's the different pace of Factorio. That is for sure. Yeah, so I'm trying to minimize insert. Generally, you don't want more than 4 per side taking from a train. Usually 4 is more than enough. Anything more is just getting excessive. Like doing the full 12 inserter doesn't get you anywhere. I also did a double and I don't need a double. The wrong loader anyway, after all that. Actually want this one. Yeah, the 4 chests is plenty. And this is Red Circus too, so the stack size is massive. Oops. That's wrong. Here's one I prepared earlier. Conveniently. There we go. Alright, time to start plugging these things in. K2 science is a bit weird. How's that pollution looking? I'm surprised there hasn't been any beta visitors yet. In before beta visitor. Still curious as to where the spider that was down there went. Find your way down there. Probably find them at like one of these shooty places or something. Now. So the plan was to have the other circuits unloaded here, so they can keep on going down. Circuits in the plate. They can change size too. A-Day balancer. I have... there's that. I have a book that's on the blueprints, exclamation mark BP, or blueprints. I have a, it's called Concise Belt Balancers, and there's an 8-lane one here, which it has. Apparently I went crazy on the undergrounds on this one. Square with a red line on the minimap. Square with a red line. This thing, that's a artillery snake hole. So an artillery snake parks in here. Oh, did I finish coffee? No, I didn't. No, I did. I think it's called Concise Belt Balancer. Called? By no means comprehensive. Concise Belt Balancers and Extractors. Does look familiar, doesn't it? Still funny. I think I've seen at least 4 people claim credit for that one now. Other than you. Merge down to 1 for now. Do you know there's a stone patch there I'm gonna lose? I almost don't feel bad about it because it is a stone patch. Let's see. It's copper? Iron circuits. Kind of silly because giant stone smelter above. In every case, it's I came up with this thing. Insert picture here. And then the wording is something like, "Is there anything better?" Or the sort of wording that sort of clues them in that that gives you the clue that they didn't actually come up with it. Something like, "Is there something better?" It's like if there was something better, then you probably would have already come up with it. Optimized 16 balancer still being used. It's actually funny because I think it turned out there was an error in one of the splitters. There was an error in it somewhere. I don't remember where now though. I don't even know if I have the right one. Oh yeah, there's one that I actually came up with, an 8-lane balancer. By no means anything amazing. It was just a compact one that I wanted. In the 3 seconds you got to see it. I don't think I have it on me. Oh yes, they're all technically half balancers, aren't they? Only the 4 lane, only the 4 lane ones. is the only true full balancer. They make everything a master book of everything. That's the that's this book. Make everything. So this is the modular bot factory. So this that the make everything is where is it? Database there. This thing here, and the controller. Yeah, 2 to 2 was a full balancer as well. I'll give you that. Begrudgingly. So this, the make everything's basically the database replacement. Leave that book for now. I mean, it's more basically it's designed so that each blueprint interlocks with the other with the neighbor, and then lashes onto the controller. And you don't actually need to do any combinator. Well, apart from touching some constant combinators to tell it what to do and to turn it on, you don't actually need to mess with any of these blueprints. Well, technically it is still a balancer. It's just a half balancer. Oh yeah, I was actually going to put those in the center, wasn't I? Oh well, you can go there now. It also occurs to me, unless you decide to add something. Oh yeah, if you want something that doesn't have, then you're in trouble. And that's reasonably visually pleasing. The half balancer. So, half balancer doesn't allow throughput through every lane. I place this down and get rid of the superfluous undergrounds, which are really needed anymore. Can't even place the splitters. So, hey, we'll fix planes. How you doing? Train track doesn't look complete. Yeah, some issues with the train track. Steel smelting, direct insertion first of iron, then steel. Direct insertion's my preferred method. So a half balancer means that like if there's 4 lanes going in here, all 4 of them can't go out here. A half balancer means that only half of it can go over there. Because you actually look at it, there's only 2 paths, 2 belts going over. So 4 belts come in here, you can only get 2 out of there. So it's a half throughput. And it kinda, once you start, I can't get the splitter. Once you start thinking about what's going on there, you realize the balancer is actually kind of limited in what it can do. It'll take this game to a whole new level. Yeah, we kind of do a little bit. Yeah, so if you double this thing up, you actually turn it into a full balancer because now you've got 4 belts. Effectively, because you've doubled it up to 4 belts. So you've got 2 belts here, and then another 2 belts here. So any throughput combination can go out to there, or out to there. Yeah. Basically everything except for the 4 lane is a half balancer. And the reason, and actually on top of that, the only thing that makes this a full balancer instead of a half balancer is these on the end. You do that, then it becomes a half balancer. And it actually becomes kind of useless if you do that. So that makes it a full balancer. And that's the thing that people don't understand, many people don't, or most people don't understand, is that this makes it a full. Because you can go one, 2, and then this brings up, oh, yeah, 3, 4. That's wrong, but it's hard to describe. But by frames, didn't like that. It basically can't do full throughput without it. It has a whole bunch of limitations. Oh, by frames again. Buy more frames. Those frames. Stop. Yes, no, you're red again. Orange, red. Orange, red, red, or yellow, green. 4,000, 4,000. Should be a big surge. Is it fine? It'll probably be. It wasn't like too bad, so it was kind of lumping over it. I had to close the other video. I think it was upsetting it. Where's your bases? That makes you unhappy. Don't bother. Like, it doesn't change. Like, in the scheme of things, it doesn't change much. Something like that. I need to plug that in down as well. And then I don't have a track going into there yet. Into here for the item load. Steel smelter blueprint, 2 laser remake, yours? I don't think I do on hand. Like I have this one. No I don't actually. Ugh, I don't have a steel early game or late game steel smelter, actually. I might have an early game one. If you use the starter, I think it's the starter base in the book blueprint. It has an early steel smelt, a stone using stone beacon. Never mind then. I have one for early game, but not late game. On tap. Unfortunately. You last did one. That works too. Second one. It has quirks, as with many Neolastis builds. I haven't seen it yet. I think I mentioned previously, I'm only up to his nuclear so far. I'm guessing it prioritizes ratios over practicality. That's generally sums up in the Neolas build. There. Is it for now though? Remake at some point later. It's probably the easy. Optimize for input. Calgary off. So I need 4 red belt of iron for 60 cents a minute. 7 are just barely enough. Productivity? I mean, the easiest way to determine that is... I forgot that picture was still there. You can come to this thing. Tell it to do with science. Settings. How it saves these? It probably uses cookies or something. Right, let's change it to early game. Oh, it can stay as assembly machine 3s. Alright, so what do we need? We need 3.7 belts of iron plates and 4.1 belts of copper plate. Exclamation kel for this. This is Factorio Lab. This makes, so this is 60 science, 60 science per second, sorry. So 60 science a second is 3,600 science a minute. So you actually need... Oh, wow. Oh, and the launch just went off. Did it? No, that's just a general thing. Yeah, 60 a second is 3,600 a minute. Yeah, that is including iron for steel in there. So 98, 98 belts. This is what no productivity does to you. Hmm. Oh, it just ended. So yeah, that's a lot of stuff. Eight irrational numbers for your rates. That's another reason to use the bot sandwiches is so you can avoid irrational numbers. Usually you just try and round it up to the next whole number. Just manually round it until you find a whole number that fits the purpose. It was a pain to find that when I did the last base. Alright, let's place these down. I would like to get this build done at some point. Transcendental. Problem is that those builds need like X by Y assemblers, and you're rounding up those 1x plus 1. Add up the material needed to run those. The Crasterium, it's really good. I've played it through once already. It's fun. Very well done mod. Which makes a change, as we were talking about before. Yeah, I went and said it. It makes a change for total conversions. There are very few total conversions that are really what I would say are any good. That was iron, this one's copper. This one's circuits. Off by one, off by one. Is that red ammo and productivity level 1 modules are being made here? They are, yes. As well as furnaces. And walls. Just to cap it all off. Speaking of off by one. Oh, that's reasonably fixable. Oh, that doesn't help. I've gone into the... No, I've actually gone completely into the wrong hole. Just getting worse and worse. That pretzel stopped working. There it goes. Down. Down. Up. Down. I think that's it. Okay. Poor girl. Very lewd. Yeah, when an innie goes to an outie. Uh, I did it again. How is it? There. Alright, this time, innie goes to innie. Innie to winnie. That's very important, isn't it? Option for 2 starter base, 1 to science, have to get train app and 1 to make every module in each its own train station. That is an option. It would help with the module grind. I mean, you still need the smelting to support it though. You'll be building more smelting either way, and circuit production. It's usually, the way I did it was I built external smelting and then circuit production. Or external oil circuit production, then smelting. And brought the circuits back to make the modules there at the starter base. Alrighty. The traffic jam's just getting bigger and bigger. Huh. I just thought that I could probably run the trains across there. Always lift those up and come round and across. Maybe I'll use that track there as the input for this. Crazy at all. Three, 4. 6, 7, 8. Hang on. Yeah, I was just eyeballing. I was like, hang on, that's not right. 1, 3, 4. So here. 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. About there. Feel like there's an excessive belt here somehow. Just get this distinct impression. So I'm missing what's going on at the minute because I'm really just trying to push this through. Permanent Factorio build, it's reasonable for it to be comprised of temporary designs. Clear all the biter? Yeah. I had artillery pushing all the biters back to those artillery points. I'm gonna need to do more soon. Definitely down there. Oh, over there's active again. I might be getting biters over the top at some point. In fact, I might already be getting them over the top. No? Down here? Oh yeah, they've been visiting. Outpost, yeah. It's just a coil. Pain to build. It's an inventory full of wall and rail and turrets. Yeah, these are vanilla. These are not. These are modded. If you mean these buttons, these are Spidertron Squad Control. Ew. Train just arrived. I think yeah, it did. Loading is where is it? There. It takes like an hour to load. Or when I had the previous thing, the build running, it's not even full. That's how many shells it takes. They fired at something. Oh right, because I fired at the island just randomly. Yeah, this thing takes a very long time to load, and I actually pulled down its production, which used to be here. I'm going to be moving it over here at some point. This is the new artillery shell build. Need to set that up at some point. Alrighty. One, and one. Why is that? It's a lot easier. It's way easier than actually going out and dealing with them. Before that, I was using Spidertrons as well, admittedly. Which one? That's the top one will be production. might as well intermix them. It's kinda silly. Kinda silly, he says. Only kinda silly. It's getting more and more out of control. Also, that isn't the middle. I like to point out that is not the middle. Yes, it is. I'm an idiot. How about I look first, instead of saying things like that? Yeah, the manual shooting range is way bigger than the automatic shooting range. Can I also point out that there is room to lift it up a little bit? I mean, saving belt is a good thing. Saving on belt is something that I want. Compactness does save EPS. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, I can lift it up 2 tiles there. Happy when this is done. Very happy when this is done. Because I'm so sick of it. God, it's just huge. I think it's huge. Like the mega... Oh, you're also copied wrong. What do I even call this place? Not the first time I've done that. How do you make green circuits? With copper and iron. Okay, it was a battle, but we got there in the end. I'm fairly certain I've typed this out before too. At some point I'm probably gonna have to fix these. Consistent. I don't like not inconsistent naming schemes. Three. Oh, this is a mess. This is a mess. Fine. That one can get a signal there. You can get some substations here to tidy you up. There we go. Can you post it? Can you show it on Discord? That'd be easier. I mean, if you want to see my circuit, it's this is it here. How do you design your my production? Yeah, so this is my one. Don't know how to use a calculator. That's more or less what I did here. Although this one, circuits are fairly generally. Yeah, what stage of the game are you in? This is what I've done. Well, maybe actually this one, if you're fairly new to the game, this one probably won't help because this one is kind of unique to this map and this map's design. You generally what works for this one is like half bell goes into a two circuits, which it doesn't actually make a full belt, but it's about as good as it gets. Actually, probably three of these might no, four of these will definitely fill the belt. So you can work with that. Anyway. There. Oh, look at this. What do we get? So that's your artillery. Interesting. Got flame turrets. Can't quite see what that is. Oh, that's inserters. So that takes a shorter artillery train, does it? I think it's got a general supply train as well. Yeah, that would take a fairly long time to build. That would take a while. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of inserters. Really? Gun turrets? If it's early game. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah, mine is just brute force simplicity. Right, I'll say I really need to finish this. We've been at it for the better part of 4.5 hours. Not including the 4.5 hours yesterday spent on this. I mean, this is what's holding up the last of the science. Then I can do the rocket launch things. I can build the silos that are half built. And then I have to do. So I still have to do the rocket fuel. While I'm at it. Yeah, and you. Load. Cargo. Jonathan. Way to move artillery shells is with artillery wagons. Oh yeah, it is because they stack in 100 in the wagon. It's one of those things that sounds obvious thing is obvious, but it is actually true. Because a wagon only holds 40 artillery shells. A artillery wagon holds 100. That means I can have at least 2 of these trains. Oh, something was being damaged then. Oh well, I don't think it died, so it can't have been that important. Occurs to me... Come back. Transport the ingredients. Didn't that work out to be false? Because I remember hearing about that one. I suppose the problem is also having to actually set up the crafting at the site. So there's a significant overhead there. Because it means that everywhere you go with your artillery train or artillery guns, you would have to then deliver the raw materials. So you would need some kind of mega raw materials train, and then you would need the raw materials train to go around and do their thing. Oh, that's easy. Alright. Play the ghosting train down game. It's a fun game. Should try it sometime. Definitely not annoying at all. Alright. 1, 2, 5. Back one. There. Fixing the train ghosting? Apparently, it's fixed for the 1.1 already. At least that's what I've heard. So it has been claimed. I thought it was going to go too high. Anything new in 1.1? The big one is the logistics for the Spidertron. Can you explain the chain circuit condition? So fairly straightforward in that. So what I did was I set it to read any signal on the wire and set the signal red if any signal is greater than 0. So what it's doing is I'll put this power pole here so you can see the wire. So what I did was I said this closes, so when it says close it means turn red, when anything is greater than 0. And I plugged it into this signal because it's always going to output something. And the idea being that I don't want the stone trains to come in until I tell them. So I want to hold them in the stacker. So because the chain's the chain's going to output blue, red, yellow, or green. And so no matter what, this is always going to be red. Basically, it's just there to hold the stone trains when I plug it in again. One there. Yeah. a fun minigame. Yeah, I suppose it isn't that fun, as fun as I made it out to be. I'm actually not quite sure how it came about in the first place, because it never used to be a problem. At some point those stone trains are going to come rushing through here again, including those science intermediate trains. Who will come through first? Signal? Probably the stone trains, because now I upset them. Oh, it'll be the science trains. Clear the way. Do I realise how good I'm at the game? Eh. I get by. I mean, you use it enough time. You use it enough times, it becomes second nature. Military, I think, came first. Cool. I mean, there's been plenty of people here that say that I don't know much about the game. Many people have come through here in the past, have insisted that I actually mostly don't know what I'm doing. I lost count of how many times I've had someone come through and tell me that science isn't moving. And I should really fix science, because science isn't moving. It's one of those cases. You don't say! I never would have guessed. Actually, admittedly, it hasn't happened much in the last like 2 or 3 playthroughs. It used to happen all the time on the Red Bell base. The 1600 and the 3200 actually. Every 10 minutes, every 5 or 10 minutes. You know, science isn't moving. Yeah, you think the fact that there's this giant hole where the base used to be might have something to do with it. What the hell is this crap? This is red circuits. Advanced circuits? Well, it's all gone now. I know I spelled it wrong. Oh, I have spelled it wrong. Moving swiftly along. Moving swiftly along. We don't need to dwell. That would be rude. Also... Ah. Ha. That's steel. When you see it though. When you see it. Full cargo. Say just build, 200 belt, another belt, merge, middle lane. Advanced circuit is the red circuit. Unload. Decargo. You might not pick it up. Only if you've been around from when I originally built the belts and this unloader, it would make sense. Dear. There we go. Basically, the red circuits only goes to there. The steel, on the other hand, goes to all of them, and then to half of them. So what I need to do is pick this one up. There. Then pick... whoops. Wrong button. After that, I need to pick this one up. Put it up to here. There. Now this is where I need to get this right. There's a very high chance of me not getting it right. That down there, and then go back to the original one. And if I can spot it. I can't see it. There. So I'm completely lost track of what was going on there now. We're all talking about there. Here we go. So now the red circuit actually goes onto the red circuits. So what's going on? Oh, they went over there, didn't they? I forgot to change this. Brickstone unload. Cargo. Don't unload. Cargo. Stone. Stone unload. D. Go there. Go there. And go there. You. I guess go there. And back here. That's why the stone trains didn't arrive. Oh, you're talking about this thing. Yeah, this is some fairly sophisticated compressing a belt using only two inserters trickery. Circuit network is pretty light on the UPS. Inserters are pretty heavy. Circuit network is a bit of a problem. Not circuit networks, inserters. The big ones inserters, split in half, don't they? 1, 2, goes to 1. Okay, it's fine. It's probably broken to the point where it's probably easier for me to start over. Rig. There. Just confusing as hell. Megabase. Yep, just tear up the whole thing, start over again. Rip this base, start over. Rip run. Cool. Why is that? Oh, because it's overlapping there. Okay, Harbour. Coming over that follow. There. There. And there. The stone trains, yep. So stone trains are lined up all behind that now. Interesting that they train did come. Oh, it's missing a signal, isn't it? Yeah, it's missing a signal. That's why I came forward. Get a free emote. You're interested? Loading doesn't require any circuits. Try and take a screenshot or something while we play. Ah. Making me think I was trying to read something there. That's fine. Oh, not this crap again. My brain's slowly turning to mush right now. Brain is melting. Under the strain. Fun design it yourself. It's going to devs. Yeah, they didn't. Or I get the argument there. I recall one. I remember the that FFF where there were who was it? I can't remember. It was not keen on blueprints, and the reasoning is valid. Plug it in already. Working on it. Working on it. Got 3 more trains to build. Okay. Got 3 more trains, and then we can finally see it run. Finally. 1. I'll build them at different locations to build them faster. 2. And 3. Question is, what the hell are these things? You will iron. Iron? Oh, that strobing effect. Iron. This was red and green. There. Some people like to play a demo. Why the devs have to determine how players enjoy the game seems like a poor choice. Yeah. Play how you want to play. At the end of the day, play how you want to play. That's why I don't get wound up like, I used to get really wound up in it, but I don't anymore. I try not to anymore. 1 o'clock now. Where is it there? And number 3 was up here. I need to recall this one actually. Damn it. Unload. To come here. Blah, 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 blah. Same thing again. Close anything greater than 0. Yeah, stop that train. Stop those trains coming in. This beacon assembly machine gears more than just for assembly. Yes. Server. Oh yeah, house rules, and every server has its house rules. You're loading. Plate is on its way. And circuits should be just above the T. Yeah, that'll be it there. Alright, save. First thing I'm going to do is start up the stone smelter. So I definitely just saved then, didn't I? Yes. Alright, let's release him. Here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. It's happening. It's happening. Go train, go. In comes the stone. And the rest of the stone. Do it in stages. Just make sure the brick looks good. Comes the brick. You all smelting. Brick, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40k a minute. Might not even get its peak before it actually runs out. 65, 66, 65, 64, it peaked at 65, 66. Yeah, this first one ran out before the second one actually loaded. Waterfall of items. Look at that. See this? It's already finished. These are going nowhere because I never fixed these. Fortunately, that doesn't affect items on belts. Thankfully. Okay. Yep. Yep. And yep. Just making sure. I just think about that for a moment. So we come down here. We should see wall loading. Crap, did I filter? Yeah, I did filter that train. So because these things will fill up on. Actually, what's the wall? 4,600 wall a minute. What do we peak at? 5,000 wall a minute. Oh dear. Biggest problem is that all of the stone is concentrated here. All 3 stone trains are going there. It's not a big patch. Train in order, set up part of the mega smelting and green ship. I always like centralizing, like, both are certainly possible, but I always lean towards centralizing logistics. Yeah, see. What'll be interesting is to see the total on each wagon. In theory, there should be, actually, they're all 679. Should get 679 across the board. 682. Got a little bit more. 680. I mean, it's within tolerance. There's no productivity. There's actually no productivity in this chain outside of the smelting, so it should be fairly consistent. 679. Two of them are off. I still call it. I still think that's a good result. Send you on your way as well, and you. Circuits. So this needs a mixture. Mixture like so. Because it's doing the half and half duty. The screenshot. Hang on. There. This was what you wanted to screenshot, wasn't it? 16 mm for starter base. As long as you can put enough miners on it. If you can put enough miners on it, then it works. Otherwise, you have a bit of a problem. Yeah, the outside ones have the condition. The inside ones have that. Loading inserters and bell. Oh, this one. There's a red wire here, but there's nothing. Hey, Mad Dog, throwing down the 5. Thank you very much for that. Really appreciate that. Throwing down 5 gifted subs. Nice. Good. Show some love for Mad Dog there, and show some love for Amundo, Yankara, Ethereal, Alij, and Barrickster. All getting the koala emotes there. Yeah. This is new to me. This thing also is not rotatable. Potentially half load the last two. Yes, the last one has to be on the side load tile as well. There's a lot of low level trickery going on. 48 copper per second is how much you have. 48 copper per second. It's a quantity. It'll last a while, certainly. Oh. Alright, now the first stage is done. Let's move on to the second stage. Alright, let's just unleash them. Here it comes. $9K iron ore per... is it per second or per minute? $9K per second is a lot. Actually, it's... Yeah, it is. That's, what, 540 per minute? Now it just needs steel, so ammo should go crazy. Oh, stone's in again. Oh, per minute, yeah. 9 per minute isn't huge. I don't know what the peak is for ammo. Requirement is for ammo. Comes next round of stone. Get turned into walls. Oh yeah, it's still big for a starter base, but you again. Did you peek at this time? 51 this time. They're probably all tending to push down 1 now. Skull got drummed. I might actually need 416 stone trains. These might not be big enough. these 2/8 might not be big enough. Which is a pain, because that means I need to expand up. And it gets in the way of that. This was meant to be a little ammo build. This thing's huge now. Okay, you're loading. You're loading slowly. Stone again. How much wall are we making a minute? 2,800-ish. Interesting to see if it backs up. Yes, the train barely. Yeah, it needs to be a 416. This train's not big enough. I could do some trickery. Some basic trickery. Greater than 110,000, we'll say. Was there problems with stream lagging? I was dropping frame. Did I drop some? I didn't see it go up, but it may have dropped more. I was having some issues before. Eh? Oh, I just saw you come in. Here we go. Steel, and there's something wrong with one of you. Oh, it's almost empty, that's why. Something wrong with that one. Yep. Something wrong with that one, indeed. Here come the red circuits. So here we should be making furnaces like crazy. Oh, there's no brick to actually make furnaces. 400 a minute, 500 a minute. Should be making ammo though. Making 3,000 ammo a minute. It's actually having inserting problems. It probably doesn't really affect things in the scheme, in the grander scheme. Everything you don't do, direct insertion approach. Direct insertion approach that some megabases use. I kinda kills the interest for me when people do that. I do a lot of direct insert, but I don't go too crazy. I know you can do like direct insert all the way from ore or plate, but I don't get into that as much. Alright, that one's having problems. What up to for 2,800? What was the speed needing to be? 2,800. So it's at least meeting the rate that it needs to do. It might need to be faster though. It might need more. It might need a second copper inserter, I suspect. Oh, it's waiting on iron. Iron helps us play. I'm gonna have a hard time getting the stone in. It's probably just devouring the patch now, yeah. Struggling. Same with the train loading. Oh, it is too. It's copied all the way through. Hashtag blueprint errors. There we go. Yeah, if only there was a stone patch closer. Unfortunately, there isn't. It's fortunate that even if they go through this one only, it still feeds all 8 wagons coming out. Now, we need to see what's going on with this one. Which one is it? This one here. It make nothing for any particular reason? Huh? Making furnaces? Down. I may have just not got any stone, admittedly. Also... Ah, there we go. That's where they are. Found them. I think I'm sure someone already spotted that. I think I caught the wrong lane. Now, I didn't fix the orders. I brought it back round to fix. Yes. Count, item count. Make it equal to. Away with you. Hey, look at me. I'm doing pretty good. Do speed module on all patch. If you can afford it, speed 3s, maybe speed 1s. Otherwise, if you can afford speed 1s, like if you're that far into the game, speed 1s. Otherwise, by late game, you can. Like, I'm at the point where I can speed 3, but you need the actual modulars available to do that. 203, 201, 201, 201, 199, 197, 94, 190. It's tapering off very, very strongly. Might be okay, though. This thing's so silly. Hello, stone train. Unloading a stone. And the problem is that by the time the next train comes around, it's already... Oh, I did put some basic smarts on it, but it's never going to actually use them. See, the problem is by the time the trains are gone, it's basically already empty. Yeah, they need to be 416s. 8 wagons not big enough. Efficiency module 1 in your miners? Oh, a sequencer? It actually doesn't really matter. Because all 3 go... So, each pair goes down into here, and then each pair comes down into here, so... Each 8 wagon goes to each of the 8. So, each one of these supplies a third to each one. So it doesn't. So realistically, it just means that this one gets hammered more, but it still all goes to the same place. Especially interested to see this train arrive. Are you full? You weren't coming. Hey, the last one's coming. We might see military first though, because it's had time to build up. Oh crap! You're not. Luckily, they're 1 and 1. I need to hurry. Crisis averted. There's a train. Where'd it go? Oh. Didn't have an order. Better be looping through something that doesn't have a train in it. Hold item and middle click. I have a habit of not middle clicking because of my old mouse and it's terrible middle click. Sort of developed a habit from there. Oh. That's a mess and a half. Forgot about that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I think we have another problem on our hands. Hmm. That's not good. I completely forgot about that. Good thing this is a low throughput, essentially a low throughput build. God damn it. That's a reload. I forgot to do the filter inserters on everything. Yeah, that's a reload. Where are you? Oh, this is still back here. This is actually a fair way back. I think it's before I even did, yeah, it's before I did that. That can go, that can go. You, I need to filter you again. Yeah, just... And then it's shift right mouse, shift left click. So I shift right click to copy and then shift left click to paste. That's what safety saves are for, at least. Taking a time loop. Right, empty cargo. Item count. Item count. Away with ye. The stone trains are fine. I'm hungry as hell. Hungry as. Me hungry. Oh, I want to see military and production going. At the very least. Points up, so I'll take this one. I mean, it also helps if I copy the right unloader. Wouldn't it now? Copy the right unloader, things would be so much better. At the very least, it would have had the wrong filter inserter settings. It's a deja vu right now. Strange, isn't it? Very funky. Take it all down and start over, I think. Actually, I can upgrade plan of that. To use mixer, what did he came up with that idea? A terrible person come up with that idea. What do I want those things? It's awful, isn't it? How do I get in the... I must have pressed hit enter without paying attention. I can take this time to move these down too. That way I don't need to squiggle. Tank craft them. More ammo. Now I gotta wait for the supply train to do its thing. Fact. Oh, there's gonna be a ton of backwards builds still, isn't there? In fact, as I was saying that. As I'm saying it, there is backwards builds. Where is it? There it is. That's 80. You're in the traffic jam. Okay. Oh, this one got all of the inserters. No, it didn't quite get all the inserters. Signal, there it is. Just let everyone loose. Filter on the ammo wagons? Yes, I do. Bonuses. There's module. Mashing the button violently. I like to verify. Yeah, if there's no filter inserters, then no loading. I can get around that. So this needed 4, you needed 5. And I have a strong suspicion it needs to... Yeah, looks like it does. 4:30, so it should be going. Alrighty. I mean, we're almost there. We're just crossing the I's, dotting the T's sort of thing right now. Should pretty much absorb this entire belt. Doing now 2.6. The steel. Good night. Can't actually read that because it's black on black, basically. Diogolio. It's literally like, because the text thing isn't working, I can't actually read it. These are the ones that were missing. The furnaces with the backwards belt. I should have reversed those sooner. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Why are you backed up? Oh, right, because you don't have inserters. That's right. It's still going to run short, as I say, but it's... and you... Like, it's still going to run short, but I don't think... Like, I think the overproduction of 4 of them is so much that it won't matter. How far out? To kill biters. Yeah, it's you go to the reach of the pollution. No need to go any further. More iron belt issues. I mean, he's on the struggle bus. Flip that one now. Bottom one. Those stay flipped. I just let them attack the wall. Either that or find a decent choke point. If you don't want to go out any further, just find a decent choke point, which is where the land closes down, and put a wall there and just reinforce. So pollution. I gotta look out for them over there. That's what I plan to do on this base. So I've pushed out, but I do plan on closing down. Like over there, I'm probably gonna. Oh, maybe there. I'll close down that one. I'll keep this continent for mining and buffer zone. You'll probably know pathing. Because I meant to do that. I need something to stall it. Expensive blocks look like? My current one that I'm using looks like that. I spaced out the turrets, that way any spit doesn't damage any turrets around it. This is not good for dealing with real attacks though. This is only light defense. This is more to keep this is more to tell me if something's seriously attacking. Yeah, I don't normally do defense, admittedly. Aha. Normal bite settings. I have this set to rail world. Either side is the best defense. It's a defense. I mean, I don't know if that would be defense at a UN trial. We'd run into some issues there. Right, you do circuits. Like that. You do the other circuits like that. I don't need to copy and paste, I can just click and drag. Click and drag. Save. Make a new one. Right. Concentration times. Okay, now this is unloading correctly. Just quickly, again. Make my modification. And we'll have a look at what we make out of 4, 6, 7, 8. See what we make out of all this rainbow. Where is it? 1.2k, 1.3k, 1.4k, 1.5. Here they go. The modules are down. And they should be on the other side of the belt. They are. 2.2. Batches are spaced out, causing player to use railroads. Spiders are not native to this planet after all the things besides spiders, grass and trees. It's possible. I mean, it's plausible. It does. The railworld. It keeps the evolution. The only thing it changes with the biotas is it increases the start area, which it decreases how close they are and how dense they are at this close to the starting area. And there's also. It's only 2.2. I'm pretty sure it needs more than that. It also disables expansion. Oh no, need 1928. So we're good. Good for these. Actually, a lot of wall. The consumption 71k, 51k. 3.3. That's better. 3.8, 3.8. It's a little bit more than what's needed, but okay. What does it need? 2.8. So we're 1,000 over on ammo. Hey dear. Fine. At least we got it done. Got it going. Next step, I think, is just to do stone outposting. We made it. Actually made it. Annoyingly, I can't send these trains until... Yeah, I can't send the trains until... Like, I can't arbitrarily send these trains. I need them to fill up naturally. Flame turrets last in late game? They do. Flame turrets are incredibly powerful. One downside is that will happen. This stacking up will happen. I mean, I could put a filter inserter there to deal with it. Or I could use stack filter. Yeah, regular filtering. I could use regular filter inserters, filter both, and then have the filter disable. Oh, that's per chest. Hmm. They flamers do have damage over time, which is their advantage. I wonder. Yeah, Dragon's Teeth walls, or some if you do some trickery with the raw walls, that helps more than anything else. But yeah, the flamers do damage over time, which is the big thing. Oh, you can't do an each. Oh. There goes the no combinator thought that I had. I was watching Walking on Tracks too. Walking on Tracks, just not watching where I'm going. That's definitely a good idea. Right, I'm gonna need some serious stone outposting. I found mazes seem to be better than Dragon's Teeth. Depends on the Dragon's Teeth, because if the Dragon's Teeth are actually a kind of maze, that's where it's at. Because the biters tend to ignore walls and try and go round them. There's a fair amount of trains going through there. I was wondering if you were going to say that. It's almost like there's a stone patch on tap or something. Yeah, that's a maze, basically. Mazes are really good for, that's where the flamers, oh yeah. It's, the fire on the maze means the fighters have to go through the standing fire. I got a lot of, stopped. Nope. Yep. Ooh. Wouldn't want it any closer. Packing down this place is going to be a pain. I might turn all this into concrete or something. If there's enough storage tanks. Yeah, I need to pre-bottle up to... Ow. Rude. Yeah, I'm stuck here. I won't have to even move. Steam storage for later. I was looking into Steam storage for this thing. I was looking into it. And then I decided it wasn't a good idea. Got lots of jelly beans. Stone. Oh, 11 million. There we go. Oh, it's gone forever. Damn it. I meant, I'm close enough to start a base. I'll walk. I don't think I've actually shown much of doing outposting now. Because I normally do them in between. What's the time? We're almost at 3 hours on the recording. 5 hours, approaching 6 hours. Yeah, these are only supposed to be like 5 hour, 4 to 5 hour streams. Somehow I go over by like 2 hours every time. I'm not gonna say I haven't done that before. It's happened to all of us, hasn't it? Where you get the train ready and the train's like, see you later, suckers. I reckon's a good one. I mean, get rid of this one sooner rather than later, or even that one. Not really in the way. What do I have in power armor? Show that in a sec. I won't be able to show it until I get here. I didn't save mining drill. I never saved the blueprint for the mining drills. Always forget. Huh? Huh. How did that happen? Where's the outpost train? I don't really have a dedicated outpost train. There's two of them. Well, there is an outpost train. There's two of them. I have no idea where they are. Because they're not in their stop. There they are. Apparently I pressed V at some point and I happened to be hovering over. I think I went to press B and I hit V instead. Oh yeah, I can view it in here now, can't I? That's what it looks like. Yeah, basic principle is maximum legs. Because slow walking is a pain. Last Saturday I said, have an hour, Factorio and go food shopping. Next thing I know, it's too late to go to shops and close for an hour. 14 hours. 2 robot ports, because that's really the maximum you can carry. Oh, and build immunity, of course. The book. There. Power armor set for... Yeah, I do. So this is the attacking one. Sometimes sub these out for more lasers. It's more about defense than anything else. I like defensive setups. Well, it does help a little bit when your power systems are high load. Once you have reactors, solar, you can use solar. I think did I have solar? Hang on, right click here. Yeah, I have one solar to fill the gap, but it's not. I'm not relying on solder equipment. Solder equipment's terrible. Bye, train. Any excuse to abandon me. Not using LTN for build outpost because I don't like LTN. I have a lot of problems with LTN. Oh, good. Cut it off and smash this. LTN's just needlessly complicated. It's a bit of a UPS drain. And you can do the same thing in vanilla much easier. Logistics train network, it's a mod. Oh, my train. Hey, do you mind? Oh, like, that one's kind of important. One, two, 1, 2. It's always that initial startup that's a bit of a problem with this. Once it gets going, it's all good. There we go. Need to do a little bit of roboports. This is actually, I haven't quite got into the swing of it, so it's taken a little bit longer than normal. Yeah, that's basically it. Fortunately, because the PAX train ran away, I can't go to the next one. But yeah, that's it for that outpost. It's done. It'll build itself from now on. Go over to that other one. Put 4 spiders in 2 to make solar panels. See, about the construction thing on spiders is really, really low. Not for the supply system yet. Still trying to iron out kinks with it as well. It ain't perfect yet. I mean, it's mostly there. Having said that, do with the excess wood, it goes into this thing. Actually, the only thing really stopping me from doing it is me going into the blueprint world and cleaning it up, cleaning up this thing here, because this thing's ugly as, and then actually making the video. And the first thing that's stopping me from doing that is a game called Among Us. I don't know if you're aware of it. But it is a bit of a time sink, as it turns out. Questing some wood to a box that is fed to a boiler. That's, yeah, it's basically the same thing than what I'm doing. I also forgot one thing. I didn't set the requests. Carper, get the carper. The game's much other than eco. Oh, that's a grind fest. I guess if you got enough people, eco's good, but it's quite grindy. Use a new blueprints option. Make setup easier. Which one specifically that I'm not already using? Sure, one of these outposts has what I want. Because there is a bunch of blueprint options, yeah. Grid size. It was using the grid. The outpost was on grid. Yeah. Boop, boop. It's on the rail grid. Oh, for the miners. I suppose I could. Just lazy on that front. Is that on the? That's on the way to the ore train. The iron ore. Yeah, the miners one's mostly laziness. I mean, that was like the first time they actually remembered to even. It's a signal. Bonk. There. Oh. There. Oh. You're... Stop there, that's why. There's a murder-death train right there. Yeah, the grid on the miners needs me to remember to actually do... Like, it's hard enough for me remembering to actually save the blueprint, let alone making a grid of it. But given that I've actually saved it, it probably would help now.
Another visitor.
It was 8.
Stay a while.
How many will that follow?
Stay forever.
Gonna stay forever. Wee, hello train. Dear. The part of thing weirdness when you build new... Where are you even going? Part of thing weirdness when you build track. Stuff like that happens. The trains revalidate and that would have happened because the train stop wasn't there. Oh boy. Right, this is still one of the laziest areas I am with UPS is outposts. Not gonna lie. I really just put no effort into outposts. Oh wait, I already have one. It's over here. It's all good until it combines with, like, you do all except for one and then you combine... Oh crap. That was the wrong outpost. It's meant to go into this one. Dangers of loops. Yeah, it's one of the many shortcomings. I'm pretty sure it does it when a train, when I built the track, it triggered a train path update. That is actually right. I mean, well, you're fully contaminated. And at that point, I should probably consider leaving it here for today. Or I make any more. Right, the supply station, the outpost. This is what brings the train. Like, I don't even know how the train got up there. Does that sometimes. Yeah, it's hard coded to bring basic stuff. Pass out, use a bunch of deciders. The other so what's different with this one is it doesn't need a circuit wire back to base. This one it just uses enabling, disabling the stop. I think that was meant to do something. It does a bunch of other stuff as well because this thing also manages the how many bots go in the network and a few other things. So how's this looking? Still waiting on stone. Of course the modules are done. Pause the mix train. Yeah, I paused it. In theory, it shouldn't go because it now like it will never satisfy full cargo. In theory. All right, you really do need to be 416. That can be arranged. Maybe another time because it's 2 o'clock. Now I've got to play the Find the Outpost Train game. It's doing its thing. There's only so much they can do. I might need a third one. Anyway, I think having said all that, I know we're teetering on the edge of these. I think I need to leave it there though, because that's 6 hours.